You are now listening to Talk is Cheap FM. Brought to you by Bet the Tuesday.
Talk is cheap, motherfucker.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, Baba Tuesday, and this is another episode of Talk is Cheap FM. Drum roll, please. Yes, we have a new caller on the line, and let's see what she has to say. We're just getting into it. Hold on one second. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? How are you doing? First of all, you are a new caller, right? So I'm going to give you the platform to basically introduce yourself to everybody that's listening. You don't have to use your real name. You can use an alias. So the platform is yours right now.
All right. Well, I'm a new caller. My name is Heather, and I live in D.C.
Washington, D.C. Nice. All right. So this is how all this started. She saw one of my Facebook posts, and she wanted to know what is. I forgot what I said. What did I say? Does anybody want to talk about relationships at any aspect or whatnot? And she wanted to talk about it, right? So I do have a couple of questions for you since we don't really have a topic. What is the dating scene in DC?
DC dating scene sucks.
Why so?
Anybody that's ever lived in DC or tried to successfully date in DC, it's absolutely awful.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, okay, we'll put it this way. DC is a very commuter city, so no one ever is from DC or is living in DC with the intent to stay in DC. So being a DC native myself, it's very challenging to find somebody that's like, oh yeah, DC's my home and this is where I'm going to settle down and like actually want to be in like a long-term relationship. Most people are here for the weekend. Most people you meet out and about are looking for like weekend fling before they go back home to probably their families. Yeah, it's rough dating scene. It's not easy to meet people.
All right, so fellas, if you're out there, go to DC if you want to pump and dump and just get stuff over with. Make sure she has consent. Make sure she has consent. We don't want shit to hit the fan now. And speaking of consent, do I have consent to maybe say sexual things in your presence? I want to get this on record.
Well, DC is the first city where you're going to hear, like, the first people complain about everything.
No. Do you give me consent to maybe speak wild and sexually in and out of this podcast in your presence? Do I get that? Okay. See, I just want to listen. I'm leading by example. People think I take consent too far, but no. Listen, in this day and age, you got to make sure shit is on the up and up because you don't want to get Me Too'd or time's up. You don't want to get none of that. You want to avoid that. You want to respect yourself and you want to respect other people. Now, so at different points of people's lives, right? They want different things. So, and was there any part of your life where you live in DC that you just wanted the random hookups and you didn't want the long-term relationships? Or were you the type of girl who always wanted a long-term relationship?
I would say that most of my 20s was strictly just whatever kind of came your way.
Okay.
So it was not. I was never that long-term relationship person. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So, but are you now?
Well, as you get older, what you're looking for changes. So you start to realize, like, maybe your life should slow down a little bit. Maybe you should settle down a little bit. Maybe you should date somebody for more than 6 weeks.
Would you?
So I would say yet. Now, I'm at that point where it's like, trying to find somebody that you're compatible with to be in that long-term relationship. But that's where you get the struggles in DC is you don't find those people easily.
Now, tell me this, and be honest with me. Do you think that during the time where you were, let's just having fun, when you're being fun and having fun, during that time, do you think you ran into individuals that probably wanted to be in a long-term relationship?
No, not really.
Not really?
I mean, yeah, maybe a few people here and there, but, those were, your chronic daters. So they were the type that, always needed to be in a relationship.
Oh, gosh.
And because I'm not like that, it was very hard to date somebody like that because I feel like their emotions were just too invested, where mine weren't the same at the time. So I tried to avoid chronic daters. I tried to avoid super clingy.
Did you avoid nice guys? Did you avoid nice guys, or did you take advantage of them?
No, I didn't avoid nice guys. I would go out with the nice guy, but when I realized, even the nice guys, were oh, yeah, but my end goal is to move back to Ohio and, live next to my parents and, die there. And I was just well, that sounds great for you.
Well, I mean, if you were in the point of your life where you're just having fun, somebody moving to Ohio wouldn't, that shouldn't be, would you still, have fun with that person, or was that just a complete turnoff? Were you, out in the back of your mind wanted to,
It's not like that was something that scared me or, pushed me away from that person. It was just the fact that, they were at a point where they were very, they were dead set on, what their life goal was and what, they ultimately wanted and when they wanted to do it. And they were kind of just I'm looking for a wife more than a girlfriend.
Oh.
And that's fine because that's where they were in their life, but I was not there yet. So honestly, that person I knew, we stayed friends until the day they moved back to Ohio.
Oh, did he find somebody? Did he find a wife?
Oh yeah, he actually found a girl from DC that was, I will say, desperate enough to actually just jump a plane and move to Ohio right after him.
Hey, I mean, listen, he might have had his shit in order, and she might have said, listen, man, even though he's a nice guy, I can use him as a sucker, and I'm going to date him and marry him, and then eventually take all of his shit. Maybe that was her plan. Or maybe it was just love, and she was just listen, I am at a point in my life that lines up with him, and we're going to make this work. And you just weren't at the point.
I think that's what it came down to. It came down to they were both at that point where, for them, it just worked out. I will say, I saw him years later. He wasn't happy, but who am I to say anything?
He wasn't happy with that chick?
He wasn't, you could tell that, his life wasn't as happy as he thought it would be.
It never really is, man.
There's that settling factor.
Ooh.
And he settled. So, that's a whole other conversation.
No, yes. Well, this is what I tend to find whenever I talk to females, especially females who are in the workforce and everything, that they get to a point where in their life they're man, I need to hurry up and marry and have kids because I worked so long in this field that the times where I could have had children and all that, I was busy working and shit. And they come up with I'm gonna say a midlife crisis where they have to hurry up and rush and they have a baby and do all that just to do it and all that. And a lot of them actually are pressured to do that because of society, the society's outlook, hey, when you're 30, you should already have 2 kids and be married and all that bullshit. Does that,
Oh yeah,
is that like
I
in,
completely agree with that.
okay, okay.
You get opposite ends of the spectrum though. You'll get the ones that are peer pressured by society, friends, family, all of that stuff to like live this happy, perfect life that they see for you versus what you really want or feel that you deserve, and they end up kind of settling for the next guy that comes around that's willing to put in the time. The rush to have the kids because my mom wants a grandbaby. All those things that like peer pressure you into doing something, and then, I mean, I will openly say I'm 30 years old. I have 4 friends that all got married before the age of 30, and out of 4 relationships, 3 have now ended in divorce.
Woo. Listen,
Before the age of 30.
divorce is more popular than marriage.
Yeah, it's like a trending thing. It's like, oh, this isn't going to work. Let's just call it a day. And luckily, in only one of the scenarios were there kids involved, but like there were kids involved, and that makes it hard too. So, but then you have the opposite end of the spectrum where women are more independent these days and feel like I don't need a man to be happy, and they spend their lives just working and going out all the time, and then by the time they realize, oh, maybe I should settle down, you're at that point where, like, it's harder to settle down, and you're meeting guys that are divorced with kids because you're at that age where you aren't meeting, like, the late 20, early 30-something-year-olds that are still without baggage, I'll call it.
Yeah, and people look at me because, like, I speak my mind and I say a lot of shit that I believe, like, it needs to be said. But I don't have, like, I've been responsible. Like, I don't have any baggage or anything other than what normal people have. You know what I mean? And, like, I don't have any children or whatnot. Never been married, never been divorced, blase. And people people try to condemn me. Yo, the worst part is that there's some dudes that have been divorced, and they were trying to tell me to get married, and I'm just like, dude, like, you've been divorced twice, and I see how fucked up your life is. Why do you want me to go through that shit? Like, what the fuck are you, like, like, people like that, you're not my friend.
Marriage advice from the guy that's successfully in a marriage.
Exactly.
Not from the guy that can't hold a relationship together, no.
And it's almost like this. It's almost like this. It's almost like this. Like, the people who are happily married really don't talk and this is just my opinion. The people who are happily married really don't talk about marriage and really don't force other people to get married. Right? Unless you come up and like talk to them about it. But to me it seems like the people who are married or who are not happy in their marriage want other people to get married.
I guess I don't have like that circle of friends as much, or like that kind of input in my life as much, where it's like, oh yeah, go get married. That's more of like a family pressure than like a peer pressure thing. But it's hard because your married friends are just living their lives and trying to get through the day to day. Your single friends are the ones that want to live vicariously through you. So your married friends are going to be the ones that are like, oh, you went to the club on Saturday? Like, how was it? Like, did you run into anybody? Did you see so-and-so? Like, they want to live through your single life where your single friends are like, oh, yeah, you should be getting married. Like, you should, like, really settle down. You two have been dating forever. Or this is a really nice guy. Let me introduce you to him. It's like, no, my life's okay. It's like, thank you. Thanks for those things.
No, okay. We got it. Look, I keep a small circle, and now, like, people know, like, don't talk to me about getting married. Don't talk to me about getting a kid. Like, my grandma told me, like, are you going to have a grandkid? Just have one. You'll be a good dad. Of course I'll be a good dad. But she was like, well, are you going to, she was trying to use her dying. Like she was trying to say like, well, about time you have a kid, I'm gonna be dead and everything. And I told my grandma, listen, I guess you'll be looking at that child from heaven. And after that, she really didn't say anything, you know. And my grandma's cool as shit.
Go ahead.
My grandma's cool as shit. Like she knows like what, you know, how I think and everything like that. But that kind of shined the light on, even though my grandma was having that you know, playful shaming banter between like me and her. That shines a light on like how people are kind of shamed into getting married and getting a kid, you know, from other people, which was interesting when I realized that.
Well, I mean, it comes down to like, no, at the end of the day, who wants to disappoint their grandma? No one. But like, you shouldn't be doing something that you know is probably not right just to like fulfill somebody else's wishes.
Yeah.
So, not worth it. My mom tells me every day she wants grandkids, but, you know, obviously that's not in the foreseeable future at the moment. And then I reply with, I'll give you grandkids, I just won't give you all the other crap before that. The relationship, the marriage, the this, the that. She's like, no, please do it in a traditional way. I'm like, well, there you go.
Well,
you're asking for a lot.
Listen, I don't believe like, I believe there's a if you look at like the marriage to divorce and everything like that, and how social media now like has opened up like the gateway of like being cheated on and cheating and all that shit. There's a very small percentage of people who can successfully have a traditional type of marriage relationship. Nowadays, like that shit, I say 99.9% of the time, traditional ways will not work anymore. It just won't. Like, shit is...
Well, traditional ways that, like, were traditional 20, 30 years ago? No, not at all. We don't live in that society anymore. There's too many things that are just there to provoke people and to push them to do things that are not in any way traditional. So, to say anything is traditional, it just means the formality of meeting a nice guy, getting married, having a year to, like, the two of you, starting a family, raising that family. Those are the traditional aspects that, like, our parents' generation and grandparents' generation, like, ideally want. But it's not as easy as it sounds anymore, because 30 years ago, you practically had arranged marriages. It was two sets of parents saying, oh, our kids would be great together. And then they end up together.
Yeah.
Or two people falling in love because, you know, whatever you had fairy book stories back then. And nowadays with social media and dating apps and everything else, like, no one meets like that anymore.
Hell no.
No one's crossing paths like walking down the sidewalk anymore.
No.
We're glued to our phones.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's true. That's true. No, that I agree with you on that, you know. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Whenever I see people, there are people who I root for whenever they get married. Yeah. Because I know them personally, and I know that their heart's in the right place, right? But sometimes I still see people on Facebook who get married, and I'm just like, what the hell are you do? Like, whoa! For a dude, there's no benefit of them getting married this day and age, because dudes don't have they don't have no say so. Once you get this is how I feel. Once a dude gets married this day and age, it's over. Like, if his girl wants to fucking end shit, she can end shit without no reason. And depending on how long you've been being married, she can take your shit and fucking start fucking somebody else. Which, that fucking scares me. That fucking that shit is scary.
Yeah, I mean, just as easily as a guy can, though.
A guy can't. A guy will. It's harder for a guy to marry and take his ex-wife stuff and all that shit. It's harder for a dude. It can happen, yes, but this is a very small percentage. And let's not even throw kids in the situation, because once kids are in the situation, kids automatically go to the female, even if she's not suitable.
Not always.
Okay. A majority. A majority. I would say in the upper 90s.
I think the statistic is like 80% of the time. It's a much higher ratio goes to the woman than the man. I get it. But, they do take a lot of factors into consideration. So.
It's crazy. I tell my dudes, hey, be careful out there. Be careful out there. So, we touch base on dating, right? In DC. But can you give us any personal stories or situation that you need to get off your chest? I'm here to help. This is therapy time. This is therapy time with Baba. Is there anything that you need to get off your chest?
I don't think there's anything I need to get off my chest, really. Like, do you want to know, like, a story?
Yeah, for sure.
Do we want to go in a certain direction with that? Do you try to talk about like my last relationship?
Yeah, let's talk about your
dating scene I've been in for the last year and a half.
Let's start off with your last relationship, and then we'll branch off from there.
All right. So my last relationship ended a year and a half ago. It lasted 3 years.
Oh shit.
First year, yeah. Tried that long-term thing for the second time in my life. It was great. I would say the first year and a half was like the honeymoon phase. It was great. Like, everything was good. Spent a lot of time together. Like, did a lot of stuff together. But then it was one of those relationships where it kind of fell into a rut. Like, you get into the day-to-day, you don't have the motivation to really do anything. Neither of us had the motivation to really plan anything.
Okay, I got a question.
He sucked at planning.
Question time. Yeah. Question time. All right. How long did it take until you guys moved in? Did you guys ever move in with each other?
We did not officially move in together.
But you're always in every...
Yeah, we were pretty much always at one another's places, but we never actually moved in together. For as much as he pushed for it, I just always had my reservations about it, because it was like after that year and a half mark where I could see things changing and not for the better, so I was just like very reluctant to say, because he had a roommate, I lived alone. So basically he wanted to move in with me, and I was just very reluctant to have him do that, knowing that things were not going quite as smoothly as I had hoped at that point in time.
Okay, you're leaving me with breadcrumbs. Now I'm very interested. All right, so what did you like about this gentleman that you were with for 3 years?
Obviously at first, like, we hit it off. Everything was great. Personalities clicked. Physical attraction was there. Like, everything aligned that, you want to align when you first meet somebody. I will say, and I didn't realize until, like, way later in the relationship, when we met, I was also talking to somebody else. And...
Wait. Wait, okay. We're getting...
When I first met the guy...
Yes.
I was also kind of talking to somebody else, but I wasn't interested in the other person.
Tell me,
like,
why weren't you...
We were, like, talking and, like, hung out a couple times and,
Hung out?
As soon as like, we had just, like, chilled. Like, gotten dinner one time, hung out, watched a movie one time. Like, nothing sexual, nothing anything, just chill.
Okay.
But we were talking. communication with that guy was really great, but everything else didn't really line up. So then I met this guy, everything lined up, everything was great. I told the other guy that I had met somebody and that I was talking to him and whatnot, and he was cool, just like wanting to know about it, like talking about it. So we did have a conversation through, I think, like Facebook Messenger or something super random, and I brought up the fact that, like, hey, I've been talking to this guy now for like 3 months. Like, if it doesn't go anywhere by, say, June, like, I don't think I'm gonna like pursue anything.
Damn,
So,
you friend zoned him that bad?
What?
You friend zoned him that bad? Poor thing.
Well, funny enough, by June, like, it had actually gone somewhere. Now, granted, again, like, I was just like, I kind of put that out there just to put it out there. But I didn't realize until like a year and a half, almost 2 years into our relationship, that the reason that it went anywhere was because he read that message.
Wait, hold up.
So then, like,
How did he read that message?
What?
Did he log onto your Facebook and saw the message?
So my Facebook is like on my iPad, and my iPad was like sitting out one day, and he started looking through my messages.
Yo,
and saw that message.
red flag.
Yeah, well, again, I didn't realize it until way later in the relationship. So that's when the red flags started coming out left and right.
Okay.
That's when it was like, oh, so you're reading my Facebook messages. Oh, you're like checking my phone when I'm sleeping. Oh,
shit.
You're doing all this crazy shit.
Listen.
That, I just can't deal with.
It's almost, it's, I could say that this is flattering because females that have good sex will make a man do some crazy shit that he normally doesn't do. So this might be a gift and a curse. I don't know. But
It was just fucking crazy, but the other things were there too.
Continue.
So, I mean, it was just like, it was little things like that all over, like, all the time. And then, like, again, like, the first year and a half was great, everything was good, but it was also one of those relationships where, like, he didn't like most of my friends.
Because most of your friends are dudes?
It was like, hey, we're going to do this with this group of people. It was a big deal. It was an argument. There was, like, issues with it. And I was just like, why is this such a big deal? Like, why is this so hard? Like, we're going to get drinks with, like, this group of people. We're going to get a bar. Like, it's public ground. It's not like I'm telling you to go sit through a dinner party with, like, 10 people awkwardly at somebody's house. Like, these things shouldn't be hard, but it was just a struggle every time.
Well, okay, so tell me this. Tell me this, and you might explain it. Tell me this. Okay, so he didn't want to hang around with your group of friends. Did he encourage you to hang around with his group of friends?
All the time.
Oh, okay.
All the time. And it was like, and it say I was like, hey, we're going to go stop by here for so-and-so's birthday on a Friday night. Oh, great, can I invite so-and-so to come with us? I'm like, well, why do you need to invite your friends to go to my friend's birthday party? They don't know each other. Like, why?
Well, that's...
It didn't matter if I said no or not. He would invite that person and they'd show up there too.
Wow. Okay. So you said that after the honeymoon stage, things weren't going well. Did he not like have his shit together or something? Why didn't he not move in with you?
He definitely didn't have his shit together. Like, he was a financial ticking time bomb. Like, I mean, I can afford my place on my own, and that's why I have my place on my own, but, like, for somebody to come in with as much, like, financial baggage as he had, I was like, I can't begin to wrap my head around what's going on there. And I think if he had been more maybe transparent with what was going on, or just more open with me about the situation, then we could have maybe worked through it together and, like, it would have been different. But because he kept telling me all the time that he had his shit together, but then I kept hearing from his roommate how he, like, didn't pay his rent that month. It was like,
Oh, shit.
don't tell me one thing and I'm getting the truth from the other side. Like,
Yeah, for sure. Damn.
so, yeah.
Damn. So, like, I mean, did he have, like, a lot of credit card bills, student loans?
Well, this is what killed me is, like, he didn't have student loans. He didn't have, like, anything major other than, like, straight credit card debt that I ever really knew about. And yet the guy made almost twice as much as me. So I just
What?
even had a roommate. So I just really never understood.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was weird.
Interesting.
I was like, do you secretly have a family that they're, like, taking out, like, money from your paycheck? Like, I didn't understand how it works or what was going on there. Like, do you have, like, 7 kids somewhere that you're paying child support on? Because there's no way that you can't afford these things.
Yeah, that's a mystery. That's a mystery right there.
You know?
Fuck. All right, so...
There was a secret life somewhere. I never found out about it, and I'm glad.
What was the breaking point? Because it took you said after a year that the honeymoon stage was up. So there's like 2 years
Like
of...
a year and a half. I would say a year and a half.
So it took you a year and a half to break up with this dude?
Well, you know, it was one of those things where the complete honeymoon stage was over. Things are still going okay. But I would say it took me like a solid, hold on one second. 6 months to actually bring myself to do it, to break up with him.
Did you have to get everything lined up? Like, okay, did you jump into, like, did you do it in a way where you already had like some other dudes set up, not necessarily to date, just to, you know, get, you know, the physicality on or whatever? Not at all.
Not at all.
Did you cry?
No, that's like the last thing on my mind. That was literally the last thing on my mind. Like, after we broke up, I actually wanted to, like, not talk to anybody for a while. Like, I was just like, because again, like, it took me so many months to bring myself to do it that by the time I did it, it was like the mental exhaustion of it, because, like, putting up with him for those last 6, 7, 8 months, like, took every ounce of energy in me to not break up with him sooner. And that's my own fault. Like, I should have just broken up with him sooner, but, like, you know, every time we got into an argument, he was always so nice about, like, trying to make things right and trying to make things better. And then, you know, it gives you that glimmering hope that, like, oh, maybe he's making a change for the better. But there was never any change. And it was, like, just within days later, it was, like, back to the same old bullshit. So I was just,
that's
like,
how it normally happens.
So finally, when I broke up with him, I was like, I don't even want to talk to people. But at the same time, during our relationship, because he did have such, I guess you can call it, anxiety about hanging out with my friends, he also felt very threatened by a lot of my long-time guy friends that I had.
Oh, of course,
like,
of course.
I've known guys since I was like 5 years old that he felt threatened by. So literally, I didn't speak to these guys for like 2.5, almost 3 years, some of them, and
You,
so
as
it was kind of like,
as a man,
go ahead.
as a man, you have to, I wouldn't say you have to be scared, but you have to be aware of your surroundings, you know, because in the back of your mind, you know, like, maybe one of these motherfuckers either had sex with your girl or wants to, or has thought about it, and that rolls around in your head, you know what I mean? So...
Yeah, but does that... I'll agree with that, but, like, does that literally make a guy crazy enough to the fact that he's like, I don't want you talking to this guy at all?
No. I don't. Like, it's almost like, listen, if you do something that is openly disrespectful to me, then it's over. But I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where if I was with a chick and I was in that situation, if I picked up like the dude was trying to, was a little bit too friendly, I don't give a fuck like how like there are boundaries. If it was like that, then yeah, I would say something. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? That's one of those things with relationships that you have to deal with.
Yeah, and I get that. And like every person's coming into a relationship with baggage. Like in those regards that everybody has an ex somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's an ex, and I currently am not friends with any of my exes per se.
Okay.
But I have a lot of male friends, and anybody that dates me needs to understand that I have guy friends. Like,
tell me this.
Grew up always having more guy friends than girlfriends.
Tell me this.
I still have like a core group of girlfriends, but my overall friend pool is going to be male because for whatever reason I just get along better with men than women when it comes to like just on a social level.
Tell me this.
Women are hard to deal with, and every guy knows that. So like,
it's crazy that
when it comes to friends, especially now, like all my girlfriends are like married, kids, like in serious long-term relationships. So like the people I'm going to go out and like chill with on a Friday and get a beer with and watch a game with on a Sunday is going to be guy friends.
Okay.
And I'm not saying I would rub them in some guy's face, but if I say, hey, we're going to go out for so-and-so's birthday, and it's a guy, they can't be mad. Like, they have to be like...
Let me know this. Let me ask a question real quick. Of any of your guy friends, have you had sex with any of your guy friends?
Do I have to answer that truthfully?
Oh well, you answered it right there. Holy shit! Oh goddamn, that was funny. All right, listen. Okay, so have you been in a relationship after your 3-year relationships? Like, are you now starting to date again, or what?
So I'm trying to date again. I'm trying to like get myself back out there, but it's not been anything like serious in any way. It's more like casual dates, go out for drinks, grab dinner, like maybe see the guy more than 4 times. I don't know. It's a failed mission at this point.
So are you getting introduced to these fellows by your friends, or are you using dating apps, or what?
So I've done a little bit of both. I've been introduced by some friends. Those are always the worst introductions. And then I've tried some dating apps. Some are better than others.
Which dating apps are good?
So obviously the go-to, and I will admit, it took me, like, I had a girlfriend telling me for probably 7 or 8 months to try Tinder because she was having good luck with it where she lived. So after like 7 months, I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And like, so I got on the bandwagon like way late considering it's been out for as long as it has.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's been around for so long now, like everybody's on it, like, and everybody's just looking for, some people are actually looking for a little bit more than others, but,
everybody's looking to fuck.
What?
I said everybody on there is looking to fuck.
Oh, yeah. Ultimately, at the end of the day, everybody's just trying to fuck.
Yeah.
But, for as much as I say I'm not looking for just the hookup, like, you go out a couple times and then say shit happens, like, who are you? You're no different. Like, what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Keep it reals.
Yeah,
I do.
Ultimately, that site is definitely, like, I'm just trying to fuck, like, I'm in town for 48 hours, here's the in room whatever at this hotel.
Room 112.
Swing by. Yeah. I'm like, you have no shame in your game. And you
At
know
least
what?
they're straight up.
Married men I've met on there, like, it is actually kind of disgusting.
Yeah,
Like,
that's...
I'm here for the weekend. I go back to, like, my kids and wife on Monday. Like, what are you doing tonight? I'm just lonely in this city. I'm like, if you're lonely, go to the lobby bar and pick up a hooker. Like, don't use Tinder and text random girls your room number.
Damn, this is crazy. This is great. Okay, so tell me this, and be honest with me. Be honest with me, okay?
All right.
How many free dinners have you gotten off of Tinder?
So I just actually had this conversation with some friends on Saturday morning. I personally am not the dinner type because dinner is a time commitment. So, like, for me, I don't want to, like, give up 2 to 3 hours of my evening to go to dinner and it to possibly be a complete disaster. Because, again, it's like, I haven't had much luck. You know, I could have great conversation with the person via the app or text or even a couple phone calls. But in person, people are very different. So, like, for me, first date is always got to be something more casual.
Like what, drinks? Coffee?
Coffee, anything but the dinner. Because if it's going horribly and I need to bail out, at least I can finish a drink a lot quicker than I can wait for a meal to come and finish that. So I am not the type of girl that has used it for free dinner. But my friend went out with somebody, and she apparently will set up 4 to 5 dates a week just to get free dinners.
Fuck, that's savage. Fuck.
Savage, yeah, exactly.
It's like I read
The worst part is, she uses the line that she's a classy girl, so you should buy me dinner, not just take me for a drink. So, fellas, if you're listening, red flag, because, like, if a girl says she's classy and deserves dinner over just, like, a cocktail or, you know, something more casual, most likely she's a chronic dinner dater person because this chick will also straight up admit, on top of setting up 4 or 5 dinner dates a week, that 90% of the time she just deletes the guy's number before she even gets all the way home.
Fuck. God damn. Listen, fuck. That's some real shit. That is some real player ass shit. And these motherfuckers is out here buying dinners and shit. Like, no. Listen, I'm like...
Like, if we meet for drinks and the night is going very well and we're 2 or 3 drinks in and we're somewhere where we can order some food, like, yeah, great, let's order some food. Like, let's sit and have a meal. Like, let's whatever. But, like, it's already going well. So, like, move into that. Like, don't jump in with, like, oh, yeah, let's go to dinner. And it's never, like, a cheap place. Like, you're never taking them to Fridays. Like, you got to go up from that. So, like, you know, obviously, you're going to spend some money. And then for it to be an epic fail because she deletes your number, like, that fucking sucks. So...
Listen, I've never been on Tinder. Like, I don't have a profile. Like, it's just not me. However, I've been on a Tinder date. This is some crazy shit. And I'm going to talk to my friend about it. I'm going to have to make a whole podcast. But basically, my friend was like, yo, you want to go get something to eat? And I was like, yeah, dude. Like, let's fucking eat. Let's get something to eat. So we went to, where did we go? I think it might have been like Outback Steakhouse. And we went to Outback Steakhouse, and he was like, yeah, I'm meeting this girl up here. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, whatever. So he meets up with her. I thought they already knew each other and everything. So we sit down. Of course, I'm sitting across from him. We eat or whatnot. I'm laughing or whatnot. But I can tell, like, their conversation between one another was kind of weird and shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, she wasn't really into him. So then... We leave, and their outside conversation is like, she's about to go and everything, and he's like, yeah, well, if you want to come to my club that I manage, just let me know. And then her attitude completely changed, right? And I believe they hooked up, but the crazy part is that I didn't know that it was a Tinder date until I walked back to his car, and I was just like, "What? I was a third wheel on a Tinder date?" I was like,
that's what I was going to ask. You third wheeled their date, or she had a friend with her?
"No, she didn't have a friend. No. Like, I was just like, what the fuck is this?" She was probably freaked out. I'm over here thinking that they know each other, so I'm just saying, shit, I don't have any filter or whatnot. I'm being me. You know what I mean? It was just weird.
Yeah.
It was fucking
So, like,
weird.
your friend didn't care that you had, like, a third wheel there?
Like, he said, listen, my friend is...
What was the purpose behind you being there?
Huh?
What was, like, the ultimate end goal with you being there? Like, was she supposed to bring a friend and didn't? Or, like...
I honestly believe that because it took us a long time to get to this location. We went way out. We went to an outback way out. So I believe he probably set up, because he was on his phone while he was driving. I think he set up that Tinder date while on our way over there. It's fucking sad. Like, this dude is like, he's cool, but he's savage, man. But at the end of it, I was just like, what the fuck? This is random. I gotta get him to talk about that shit. But
that's not even savage. That's like you said, that's a whole other time and place, because that was just. But even for him to get on and talk about it, like, he's gonna deny it all.
No, he won't. No, he won't. He'll let everybody know what really happened. All right.
There has to be more to that story that no one knows.
Could.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know if he hooked up with her or whatnot. Because she was definitely, in my perspective, she was definitely not into him, or maybe she was creeped out by me. But once he said that he managed a bar and all that, oh my God. That shit.
Well, let me ask you this. When you got there and you saw it was the two of them and you saw there was going to try to be a date, why didn't you just offer to sit at the bar?
Because I didn't want to? The fuck? I'm
Because you wanted to witness it all firsthand?
No. Here's the thing. I don't mind being a third wheel. It's cool. I'm alone most of my life, anyways. Like I do shit alone. I go to the movies alone. So me being a third wheel, it's all fun and dandy. You know what I mean? But the point that I didn't know that it was a Tinder date blew my mind. Like, I wasn't mad. I just thought it was epic. You know? Like, I wasn't upset.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you can really claim that as you went on a Tinder date. More like you witnessed a Tinder date.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll take that. But it sounds better saying I've never been on Tinder, but I've been on a Tinder date. I might use that whole story in like a stand-up or something. I don't know.
Like, I had a friend who invited me. Now, this is like a friend I've known for years, work friend, like literally known him since middle school. Guy friend, again. He invited me out to a bar one night he was doing an event at. And I always, if I'm around and I can go and support, like, friends and what they're doing, I will do that. But he went and invited this girl he met on Tinder to come as well. He also invited this other chick that he had met, like, the week before. He just invited everybody he fucking knew.
Yeah.
Well, 3 of these girls all showed up. So he's now entertaining one in one corner, entertaining the other across the room, and entertaining another one in the other corner.
Oh, man, that's epic.
And at the end of it, I was like, so, what's up with, like, the mail order bride you got over here? Like, the gothic weirdos over in this corner. And, like, the only normal-looking girl is over here. So, like, what's going on? And he told me, he's like, oh, yeah, I met him on Tinder and this and that. And I was like, and you invited them all here tonight? He's like, you know how it is. You invite them, and they never fucking show up. And the one time they show up, they all show up. And I was just like, I guess so,
that reminds me of that movie, How to Be a Player, with Bill Bellamy. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. What is it?
The How to Be a Player?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It's a classic. It's a goddamn classic. Yeah. You gotta watch that.
I'll have to check it out. I'll
Yeah.
have to check it out.
That whole scenario
Yeah.
plays out.
Well, then he introduces me to one of the girls so I could, like, talk to her while he goes to talk to the other one. And I was like,
Oh
really
shit!
probably shouldn't use another female as your wingman when you've got three females here.
Actually, that's a perfect idea because that other female feels like, oh my gosh, she has chicks all around him, so she probably wants him even more. That's a smart move. Whoever this dude is, like, he knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Does he?
Huh?
If you say so. I said if you say so.
No. It's good. You make other chicks jealous. They like you even more. Blase, blase. You use their, weakness against them. I've been there. I used to do that shit.
I don't think he ended up hooking up with any of them, though. So.
But at that moment, his sexual market value was sky high, and he felt that energy. So even walking away with that energy, that power, that mental power is priceless. You don't have to fuck after that. He probably went home and like had the best like masturbation session of his life. Who knows? Who fucking knows?
Who knows is right, and I don't want to know because for him to never tell me.
Was this one of your friends that you possibly had sex with? I'm just joking. I was just joking. I was just throwing that out there. I was just throwing it. You don't have to answer that shit. But we're about to wrap it up. I want to thank you for calling, and thank you very much for calling. I really do appreciate it. Everybody that's going to listen will appreciate it too. I like getting other people's point of views and everything. And if I feel like you probably have more to say, you're very talkative, so we're gonna have to set something else up so we can make another episode because you got so much stuff to say. You've actually said some real shit that I'm surprised that you said. Like you're good in my book.
Well, I realized after I said some of it, girls using Tinder probably fucking shooting me right now. So I'm apologizing to all the women out there using guys for dinners.
Oh, dudes know it because there's articles and
shit blows.
listen. You can dudes are so blinded by the power of the pussy that it don't even matter. It don't even matter. You could tell them, hey, listen. Sometimes I feel like this. Sometimes I feel like I was driving a car, right? And I was driving a car across the bridge, right? But then I noticed that part of the bridge is gone. Like it's just missing, right? So instead of falling off the bridge, I get out my car so I can save my own life. But then I see other cars going towards the bridge, and I'm trying to wave them down like, no, don't go over the bridge. The bridge is down. But some cars stop, and some cars keep on going. I feel like I'm the guy that's trying to stop, dudes from fucking setting themselves up for failure. But, I mean, it is what it is. The people are going to do what they're going to do.
The thing that really gets me on it is you have these women out there that do this shit, and they think they're, like, playing the game, or they think they're being smart, and, like, I've been so fucked over by men, I'm going to, like, get back at them by doing this to other guys that are not who they got fucked over by.
Yeah.
And it comes down to the fact that, like, you're ruining it for the rest of us. For the other ones that just want to go get casual drinks and actually get to know a person, you're fucking it up because now these guys have, like, these images in their mind, like, I got burned by this bitch, or I got, I spent all this effort on this one, so I'm going to give very little effort to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just no, like, I live by the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. If you want somebody to treat you right, do right by them as well. So don't fucking, play the game with this dude and think that it's going to get you somewhere. And, for the same thing for guys. Like, if you got burned by a chick, be more cautious the next time. Don't agree to a dinner date if you've gotten no calls back after the last 3 you've gone on. Like, aim lower, and hopefully you get something more. But, like, if a girl is telling you exactly what she wants from the get-go, from the first conversation you have, then most likely she's going to be one of those ones that's just using you for the free meal or whatever it is. because a girl that really just wants to get to know you is going to be down for whatever you suggest. Mine is maybe Netflix and chill. But anything else, social, in a
Like-
public setting, like, they should be cool with. Whether it's coffee, a drink, you know, a walk in the park. Like, they should be down for, like, the casual and not just looking for the free meal.
So, okay, I get it. And I know, let me throw a situation before we leave. I know you don't get dinner on the first date and that shit, but if a dude is just like, listen, let's let our first date be we both cook for each other. Would you do something like that?
That's cool. And I'm not to say I won't get dinner on the first date. I'm just not one to suggest dinner on the first date.
Okay, all right, cool.
So, like, if a guy says, oh, let's meet here, and I know what the place is, and I've been there before, then, yeah, like, I'll give you a prime example. Last week, a week ago, went out on a date. Like, the guy said, let's meet here. It could have been us sitting at the bar having a drink, or it could have been us getting dinner. I really didn't even know. And I didn't really care because I was just interested in meeting him. So I get there, and he had already gotten there, and he had already gotten a table, and he wanted to order dinner, so we ordered dinner. But, you know, for a girl to dictate how the first date will go is what I'm saying. As far as cooking for the other person, like, I love to cook, so I'm totally down with that, but that's just me.
You love to cook. Hold up. I might need to go to D.C. Hold up. What do you like to cook?
I mean, really anything, but
Oh, shit.
it just depends on my mood.
Oh, shit. Hopefully next time I'm in D.C. you're in a good mood because I want some good food. I want some good food to eat while I'm over there.
Well, next time you're in D.C., let me know.
I'll let you know. We're going to end it there. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience out here before we shut down this podcast? Because I am hungrier than a hostage, and I need to make my pizza.
No, I'm just going to say goodnight and enjoy, and hopefully we can talk on other topics soon.
Okay, for sure. And I always close my podcast out by saying this. Teach people how to treat you. Sometimes you have to reteach people how to treat you. And what my grandma would always tell me since I was a little bitty pup is to, what did she used to say? Hold up. She used to say, love everybody but trust no one. I am your host, Baba Tuesday, and we are out. Bye.